Hello, welcome to Game 3 of my Grand Market Grand Prix match against Topher. We're tied 1-1. Second player has won both games. So I'm second player this game, so that means it's my turn to win, going by that logic, which admittedly is somewhat questionable. So we've got not tons of good stuff here. I take that back. We have tons of good stuff. It's just all kind of awkward. I have the 2-5, which seems great. Normally on this kind of kingdom, you just open with the Wharf. That seems good. You get a Wharf, and then you get some Bazaars after that. You get a bunch of Peddlers, and you try to draw that way. Storeroom could be useful. Arena is, at the end of your buy card, you may discard an action. So the question is here, do I have, with the 2-5, do I just go ahead and take a Pearl Diver? It seems better than nothing with Arena. Although, if you draw it dead with the Wharf, you'd still rather see a copper that turn. But I think Pearl Diver Wharf makes the most sense to me. And potentially I don't need to get silvers. I'd rather get money from Peddlers and Bazaars. And then plus buys with Wharf let you gain a bunch of Peddlers. So Pearl Diver will also help me with Peddler stuff. I'm going to do it that way. I could believe that passing is better than Pearl Diver there. It seems close to me. Here with 4, I'm going to need, I guess, to get 1 silver. Next turn, I'll only have 3 again. So next turn, I'll probably get another silver, and then I've got 2 silvers in the deck. I could also consider getting a Storeroom or a Pearl Diver or something next turn. I think silver is fine, though. I guess potentially if I trigger a shuffle here, I could get a Peddler. Yeah, so I will trigger a shuffle with the Wharf, and then if I can draw a copper or silver, I can buy a Peddler, which is preferable. Looks like they're able to get their Wharf now, which is expected, I guess. Okay, so this is 4, and just go ahead and grab a Peddler. This turn I'll be looking to buy a second Wharf, and then moving into Bazaars. The Storms are nice for hitting 5, as you see earlier, if they're able to collide it with a silver, which is actually pretty likely with the way that's set up. It's quite nice to have. So at the bottom of my deck there, I have 2 coppers, 2 estates, and a Pearl Diver. Definitely going to trigger a shuffle here. I'm already considering like double Peddler, but it just seems like it's way more important to get Wharfs running. I can also consider that I'm going to have 1 terminal in this shuffle, so do I really need to put two Wharfs into this shuffle? And if I don't feel like that's super necessary, I can just put a Bazaar in there, like a Bazaar and a Storeroom, and feel good about having another source of plus buy, have an action in there I can potentially collide. I'll have, what is this, 8 cards, 9, 10. So I'll have 9 cards in this shuffle. So if I have another Wharf, they're very likely to collide. Although the other cards in there will be a Peddler and whatever I add here. So I think I like adding a Bazaar now and a Storeroom, and then trying to get a Wharf next turn. Well, next turn I've only got 2 money, right? Next turn seems almost impossible to buy a Wharf. So if I want the second Wharf, I've got to do it now, but I won't have a village to play it with, so I'm going to be dead drawing it. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Bazaar Storeroom. I feel like I'm supposed to get a Wharf here. But the way the shuffles are arranged, it seems like that is not quite right. And the plus buy from Storeroom will be a little bit of something to try to grab more Peddlers. And if you draw something dead, I can always discard it for arena points. They've gotten their thing now. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in the bottom. It's nice to know that it's there on the bottom. And I'd really like to see my Bazaar and Wharf next turn. Buy another Pearl Diver, I guess. In terms of the Peddler stack and the draw stuff, that seems to be all right. Here I'm going to be able to draw to the end of the shuffle and get a Wharf into play, buy another Wharf. I know the bottom card is a silver, so I'm going to be able to see my Storeroom, probably discard one estate to draw that, which is nice, and I'll have 4 actions in play, so I can also buy a couple of Peddlers, or just 2 Peddlers as well. Play the Wharf, play the Peddler, And yeah, I'm just going to discard one. Confirm discarding. Okay, so this is another Wharf and 2 Peddlers, right? I don't see any reason to buy anything else. Not super likely to find my second Wharf this turn. I need to start adding Wharfs fairly quickly, as I've already got 3, but I feel good about having the extra 3 Peddlers. Leave that on the bottom. Play the Wharf. Okay, so this is 9 and 3 buys again. Really prefer 10 because then I could get both things. I've got cantrips down there. I'm going to trigger another shuffle with this Wharf in it. So I'm thinking about just going like Bazaar, double Peddler. Again, I do need to add more Wharfs into the deck, but I have to be able to play them all. Maybe it's worth it to not... I don't have a Wharf next turn. I'll have 2 terminals in this shuffle with the village. So it seems worth it. And yeah, Diplomat never activates, right? So just Wharf, double Peddler, and then I'm triggering a shuffle next turn. Now it's going to have 2 Wharfs in this shuffle. Wait, triggering a shuffle next turn with, yeah, a Wharf out of the shuffle. So I want to add another Wharf in there and a couple of Peddlers. This has been the general plan with this, is just to play Peddlers, Wharfs, do all this kind of stuff. The 5-2 is quite nice with that. And again, if I end up dead drawing something, then... okay, so I can leave on the Pearl Diver and see, put that on the bottom. Try to find the Bazaar here. Did not, but I'll play the Wharf and discard the Pearl Diver. That's the one I don't care if they see. And I do have a Bazaar down there, along with a bunch of coppers. Not the greatest shuffle, so I'll grab a second Bazaar now and 2 more Peddlers. We are starting to see what's going to happen with my deck, though, which is that if I play the Wharf as dead draw, I hit multiple actions. So I think it's worth it just to have all the Peddlers. It's generating a lot of economy for me. Trigger this shuffle, try to find a Wharf. Go ahead and wholesale discard here. Try to find the Bazaar and the Wharf. I can discard an estate for a coin even. The Pearl Diver can top deck that. Top deck that. And we hope to just see a Wharf along the way here. Very good. My discard pile is 4 estates. What's my discard pile? 4 coppers, 2 estates, and a silver. So it seems like playing this would be bad. That's 7 cards. And I would only draw 3 cards through it, although I would have 2 cards. The Wharf, the shuffle would be pretty atrocious. So I think I'm going to end here. Well, it lets me draw 2 extra cards at the beginning of next turn, but yeah, just is much more likely that I dud with 3 bad cards. Two bad cards starting at the top? No, yeah, so there's 1 silver, 4 coppers, 2 estates, so 7 cards. So I draw 3 cards into it. Now, and then I draw an extra 2 cards now. So I guarantee top decking 2 bad cards, but I potentially get to add an extra, like an extra Bazaar into the deck. It seems pretty close to me because the extra duration Wharf is coming into play, and I'm going to buy a Wharf. I think I'm not going to do it though. It seems bad, and I get the 2 arena points out of it. So I've got 2 villages. I'll have 3 Wharfs next turn. So Bazaar, Wharf, double Peddler seems reasonable. They don't seem like they're in pile territory. That's 3 villages and 3 terminals. 4 terminals to play with the Storeroom, but I maybe only need to end up playing 2 of the Wharfs. And I think I just want to prioritize Wharfs over Bazaars now with the amount of actions that I have. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I should just get double Bazaar, double Peddler, and no plus buy there though. So yeah, double Bazaar, double Peddler, or Wharf, Bazaar, double Peddler. I think because I have all the Peddlers, it makes more sense to get double Bazaar, double Peddler, and I'll have 2 Wharfs to play next turn, and then with 2 Wharfs to play next turn and the Storeroom, and then I can buy a Wharf this turn. And the game seems fairly close to being over. As Topher said, no one wins the Peddler split 10-0 against them. I got something like 8 or 9 Peddlers out of that pile, which is quite nice. It does mean my Wharfs are less likely to draw treasures, but it also just means I'm generating a ton more economy than they're able to generate. We have the same number of Wharves and the same number of Bazaars at this point. Same number of, I think they have 1 more silver than me, and then I have 6 or 7 more Peddlers. I have to have an even number more Peddlers because there's 10. I know the math, but let's see what they did last turn. I'm not quite sure what they did, but they wanted to get a clean shuffle, so I assume they have a Wharf down here and want to trigger to a clean shuffle. That seems pretty clear. They gave me a fairly generous undo earlier. So we'll see how that goes. I assume they have a Wharf in hand and they want to play the Wharf to draw to the end of the shuffle and then figure out what they want to buy. So what they have was 10, 11, 12, 13 money. They bought another Wharf, another Bazaar. And there's no Peddlers left, which is really nice for me. I was able to get all those extra Peddlers, and now the pile's low. So I can really lead on pretty much whatever I want here. Bazaars make the most sense. Play the Pearl Diver first. Play all the Peddlers. I did find the Wharf. I did not find the Storeroom. So I have a Wharf down there and another Storeroom. So they bought 2 Bazaars last turn. Is that right? Just 1 Bazaar. So they had 13, 14 money last turn. I have quite a bit more than that. Down there I have 2 coppers, 2 Peddlers, Pearl Divers, Storeroom. So I don't think they can get to something like 20 money. They have 4 Wharves, so they can potentially get to 5 buys. So I think I'm pretty safe going like double Bazaar, Wharf, Province, or something like that. This is 18 money, which is exactly enough for Bazaar, Wharf, Province. I've got two things in play. They can't gain enough VP and pile out. They don't have 7 gains, right? They have the Storeroom. And they have 2 Wharfs coming into play. So they will have potentially 6 gains next turn. But that doesn't let them empty the piles. I will have 6 gains next turn as well myself with best draw. And a lot more money. So emptying like Bazaars, Wharves, and Provinces seems easier for me. So Bazaar, Wharf, Province. And we see if I tracked my deck correctly. It looks like I did. And I start by drawing 4 cards. I've got the Peddler to inspect the bottom. So it's a pretty reliable deck that I've built. Again, we do have 3 estates, 6 coppers, and a silver. So we've got 10 stop cards down there. But got a lot of draw, and all I have to do is find one Bazaar, and then the Storeroom can get me the rest of the way. I hope I didn't radically miscount what they can do. The Storeroom can generate more money, but last turn they only got to 13, I think, and if they getting to 20 to pile out seems impossible. With what they have, they would have to discard so many cards to Storeroom, and most of those would end up being coppers, which cost them some economy. So I will have even 2 or 3 more economy this turn because I didn't sell my Peddlers last turn. And part of that was I only had 1 Wharf coming in. Yes, they end up with 15, which was not enough, as I said. Emptying like Bazaars, Wharfs, and scoring 2 VP is possible. They took a gold. Interesting. I think Bazaars, Wharfs, Estate, Arena seems quite possible for me. I'll lead on the Pearl Diver. Leave that at the bottom. So hopefully don't down the bottom. Hopefully find another Bazaar here. Yuck. Okay. So I got one Wharf into play, the bottom 11 cards, Copper Estate, 4 Bazaars, Wharf, 2 Peddlers, Province. So I can just take the arena points here if I want. That leaves me with 15 money. Denies them 2 VP that they could get otherwise, or I can play the Storeroom. It's kind of remarkable that I found all of this stuff. Or play the Storeroom, take the 2 coins, just double Province. That seems fine. I don't want to draw on here because I'm dead drawing, but I do have a bunch of Bazaars down there. So play the Storeroom. Don't discard for cards. And I guess I'm just going to take double Province here. It seems quite remarkable to me that I was not able to draw there. And I think they're potentially in the game now, although I'm still pretty far ahead with all of the Peddlers. Estate is the bottom card of the deck, that I know. They were not able to draw here either, so that bodes well. They get a single Province, so now I need to get to 20 or like 18. If I get to 18, which is 2 Bazaars, 4 Pearl Divers, and 6 buys. 6 buys seems a little much, but double Province seems pretty safe if I can get to double Province. They did take an estate. So there was some thought last turn that I should not have played the Wharf until the last terminal and considered playing the Storeroom as well. I'm not sure if chat is thinking about that. I have enough terminals now that I can not do that, but where are the good cards? Where are the good cards? Okay, there's one of them. This again is kind of remarkable to me. What is down there? All my stop cards. So what do I have down there? 2 Pearl Divers, 1 copper, 1 silver, 2 estates. I think this is all my Bazaars, so I have no more villages down there in this Storeroom. But getting a single Province seems pretty easy with the Wharf draw, the silver, Peddlers, and stuff. So double Province estate here seems safe. I don't really see how they contest that. And yeah, this essentially should already be double Province in hand. Or sorry, single Province in hand with the Storeroom and the starting hand of 8 cards. They would have to get Province Triple Duchy to catch up. Province Double Duchy Estate, which is 20. Is that even enough? No, they need to do Province Triple Duchy, gets them 15 points to win. So Province Triple Duchy would cost 23. And I don't think their deck is capable of doing that, but we'll see. We'll see if they're able to get around, especially without the Storeroom draw. They're producing quite a bit less than that. I assume they just take double Duchy now. They can consider like going into the Dukes later if the game lasts any longer, but it should end here. Just play all the Peddlers. Yeah, okay, this is just get to 8 and buy the last Province, and that's a win for me on second player. As I said, we seem to have been having the second player win, so hopefully I can come back in game 4 and win as my first player, but we shall see. Thank you for listening to this video, and I will join you for game 4.